first session,
Ladies and gentlemen, people of the Commonwealth, we are starting up again. Here we go.
In the first part, we started up, and we recognised that there was two entities. There's a corporate entity and a non-corporate entity operating. The original Commonwealth is the original organic nation that is the which is a constitutional monarchy with a Westminster form of government, and we're now in a political society which is a democracy, and this democracy is part of the Westphalian system. In 1999, at a conference, Tony Blair, who was the English Prime Minister, said that we were coming out of it was a post-Westphalian age of the Westphalian system, and we're now going into the globalists. So it was originally this globalist system was the Westphalian system, which is what we described this morning, created in 1648 at the Peace of Westphalia, which created the concept of sovereign states, these legal entities that are now virtually impersonating the natural organic nations of the world. To be in the UN, you have to be one of these legal entities, one of these sovereign states. The Commonwealth of Australia is not a member of the UN. It's the sovereign state that is a member of the UN, and all the political parties of Australia, which is the legal entity, they are more or less just a franchise of the UN, and they're doing the bidding of the UN and not the Australian people. So that was the first bit, and then we went into the second part about how everybody has freedom of will and freedom of choice to come out of their system. It's a maxim of law that he who doesn't exercise his rights has none. Everybody is considered to be in their system voluntarily, and if they were to try and stop people from going back into the original Commonwealth and restoring the original Commonwealth, then that would be involuntary servitude, and they'd be committing slavery. So we do have the right to restore our natural organic Commonwealth, but it's only going to happen when people choose which world it is that they're going to participate in. While you're participating, or while anybody is participating in the corporate world, they are giving the corporate world the energy that it needs to survive, and they're denying the original Commonwealth the energy that it needs to breathe back life into it. And so it's all about the energy, and the energy is what the people get. The corporate system can be likened to the paper dragons, the paper dragons that they run through the streets with in China or wherever it is. And so everybody in Australia has been given one of these sticks in this paper dragon, and it doesn't matter if you lift that stick up and down, side to side, toilet round and round, you're giving that paper dragon energy. The only way that you can stop giving that paper dragon energy is to drop the stick and walk out fine underneath it. And so that's the whole idea behind coming out of the corporate and back into the Commonwealth, is taking the energy away from the corporate system and concentrating that energy back into restoring what is rightfully ours. The Commonwealth is our birthright. We are born into it. It is our right to reclaim it. And they can't stop us from being in their political society. Otherwise, that is slavery. And so we have the right to do it. And by doing it this way, we're doing it peacefully, because we're not attacking their system. All we're doing is restoring what is rightfully ours. We're doing it rightfully because we have the right to do it, because we are the people of the Commonwealth who are the absolute supreme authority. And we're doing it lawfully because our law is much higher than corporate law. We're doing it under the proper law, and we're doing it properly. And so now we'll be going into what has been done to restore the Commonwealth, and show that the Commonwealth is there. You know, for a long time now, people have not been able to really tell the difference. Everybody has grown up. Most people have grown up with the corporate state, and they don't have anything to compare it to. And you can't really just jump off the citizenship and into the water. You know, you need somewhere to go, and that place where we're going is the Commonwealth. So this is my website. I'm the founder of Commonwealth Custodians. As I said before, that in 2015 I got recognised in their federal court as the living man and the executor of my estate. I then went on to occupy the office of the Accountable Authority for the Non-Corporate Commonwealth Entity, according to the Public Government's Performance and Accountability Act. That office is virtually the link between the two worlds. They recognise that the Commonwealth is the principal and that they are the administrator, except the only thing is that the Commonwealth has been abandoned and there's been nobody there to give instructions to as the principal. Because the Commonwealth was abandoned by the people unknowingly when they all left the autonomous community known as the Commonwealth of Australia and entered into their political society. Now that the people are returning, they do it under the full authority of divine law, natural law, the Constitution, English common law, English imperial law, and equity. And so when we exercise our rights, remembering that the maxim of law that he who does not assert his rights has none, also goes for authority. If you don't exercise your authority, you have none. And so that's what we're doing. We're exercising our rights, and we're exercising our authority and restoring the Commonwealth. And by doing that, we're restoring our birthright. So the people of the Commonwealth are the beneficiaries, and what we've done so far is to, when I occupied the office, attachment.
What is it?
Where'd you leave your sash,
Probably back in the bag.
I think I might have left it outside.
Les?
Um,
Leslie?
I'll go outside.
Outside on the veranda.
Yeah, so when we exercise our rights, we're coming back into the Commonwealth, and that's where the authority is. Right? So while you're in their system, you have no rights, you have no authority, because you're considered to be a slave in their system. And so when you come out, the people, as the creators of the Constitution, they are the absolute supreme authority, and that's expressed in quick and guarantee. And so when I did claimed the office of the accountable authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth entity, what I was doing was asserting my rights as a Commonwealth national after being found to be living and the executor of my estate. If I'm the executor of my estate is part of the Commonwealth. Right? It's the Commonwealth of the people, which is where all our estates originate. We all have a common share in the Commonwealth, and that is our estate. And I asserted my rights. And when I'd been in court, I was in court and recognised as the living man. There is nothing living in their world, it's all the world of the dead. And as the executor of my estate is part of the Commonwealth. And because my estate is part of the Commonwealth, that means I have a duty to protect my estate and protect the Commonwealth, because my estate is part of the Commonwealth. So when I claimed the accountable authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth entity, that is an actual Commonwealth office of the non-corporate Commonwealth. And the first documents the first thing I did was to make corporation souls. Corporation souls are under common law, they're not under Roman law. And so when you go and you make a corporation soul, you get an ABN, but you don't register that ABN. It's the registering of it that puts you into the system. But getting the ABN shows them that you hold that office, and that office is in their world an other incorporated entity or an other unincorporated entity. And the other means it's not in their world, it's in the Commonwealth. And so the first offices I got were, I first got the accountable authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth, and then I got Commonwealth public officials, which are in the Crimes Act 1914 that can prosecute any laws against the Commonwealth. Then I got the Commonwealth Justice of the Peace, and Justice of the Peace is a common law entity. And then I got the Postmaster General for the Commonwealth of Australia, which had been abandoned for 50 years under the corporate government. And this is the Office of Commonwealth Public Official. This is the Office of the Accountable Authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth entity.
Are they in your book?
Office of the Postmaster General for the Commonwealth of Australia. We have got others. I haven't got the paperwork with me, but there's also the Commonwealth Office of Record, the Commonwealth Office of Record, and the Conservator of the King's Peace, which is what all the officers will be under, which do any sort of enforcement to keep the King's Peace. And so, but the Office of Record is where everybody needs to be recorded. That is one of the officers that will be recording everything. In April of this year, April the 13th, I think it was, what we did was that because the Commonwealth is a trust and the people are the trustees, the people of the Commonwealth as beneficiaries have the right to be trust protectors. And so the people in each state became trust protectors, and they appointed 3 trustees in each state. We all came together in Sydney on April the 13th. This was while the Parliament was in caretaker mode, so there was no Parliament, and it was in caretaker mode, and we put in, we did a trust. I wrote a trust. I've been writing trust since 2015, and I wrote this one. And what it is, it's reclaiming the Commonwealth for the people, and that can be seen on commonwealthpublicnotice.org. The documents are there, the original trust document. There's other documents that we sent out for their acceptance because nobody refuted our rights as Commonwealth nationals to be able to do it. Nobody rebutted the trust that it was anything wrong with it, and nobody came forward with a higher claim. And because of those 3 things, it stands in law and it stands in fact that the Commonwealth is now under the Commonwealth Public Trust, and we have 3 trustees from each state. Those 3 trustees from each state sit on the Board of Stewards, and I am the Commonwealth trustee, and I also hold the office of the Accountable Authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth entity, which is the bridge between the 2 worlds. And so the Commonwealth is now under the trust, and we have restored the first bit of restoring the Commonwealth, and it now shows that we are restoring the Commonwealth. The officers are there to record people who come out of their world and back into the Commonwealth, and they don't have to go what I went through, like going into court and being found to be the living man and the executor of your estate and claiming the office of accountable authority, because now that I am in that office, then all I have to do is recognise those who wish to come out of the corporate and be recorded in the Commonwealth. And And what we're also doing at the moment is we're setting up the easiest way to do that is to go onto the Commonwealth Electoral Roll. And for people, you know, that's their first, can be their first step. And this will be the, you know, like, it's good to go through and do all the other steps as well. But this is a crucial step to keep it recorded in the Commonwealth that you are eligible to vote in the Commonwealth. So there is no mistaking that you're in the corporate. Now, only Commonwealth nationals who have a natural born allegiance can be on the electoral roll, and only those who take the oath of allegiance according to the Constitution can be in Commonwealth offices. And we're looking for people to do the constitutional one particularly so that they can help restore the Commonwealth by occupying offices. At the moment we're looking for Commonwealth Justice of the Peace, mainly because when we do the electoral roll, we can't use corporate identification to prove that they are eligible to be on the electoral roll. The only thing that we could use would be, you know, the live birth document, but not everybody has that. So the way we're doing it is we're doing it under the Statutory Declarations Act 1911, and so everybody is making a statutory declaration that they are who they say they are, and under that Statutory Declarations Act 1911, which is a Commonwealth Act, all government officers have to accept that as that document. So the thing is that they have to be witnessed by a JP, and so what it is you'll see here up the top. This isn't on. Why is it still? Oh, wait on. I might have to close this. Ah, there we go. I've had the wrong thing up all the time. All right. The electoral roll you'll see up the top here. Electoral roll. Now, you can also scroll down. This is the site. This is the conference today. Taking that off, and then you go down. There's a bit of information about what we're doing, about the remedy, and this is the public trust that I was talking about, where you can read the public trust. We also have a video on it that you can watch. And then it comes to the electoral roll, and this is all the information. There's an information page there, right? So everybody has to be fully informed about what it is that we're doing and whatever else. So I've put together all the information page, explaining everything. Plenty of information there for you. Then you go to the de jure Commonwealth Electoral Roll, and it explains how to fill out the forms. Now please everybody, when you go there, if you're going to go on the electoral roll, is read it and follow the instructions to the T. Any mistakes that you make, or if you don't put it in properly, then we've got to go in and try and fix up, and it all takes time and it all costs, and you know, so by you reading it and doing it properly in the first place helps us to do it quickly and efficiently. Any mistakes and everything else just slows the process down. Right, so if you're going to do it, please read all the information on there and follow the instructions. We're charging $1. $1 is the least amount so that nobody misses out that can't afford it. We appreciate more than that if you can spare it, because everything costs money, and at the moment, it's me who's paying for it. So that's where it is. The rest of the page, explains what we've been going over today about the deceit and whatever else. You can download Dick Yardley's on it.
Treachery and treason.
Yeah, Dick Yardley's that's up here. Dick Yardley's treachery and treason. Right, that's all the evidence about what's happened. It's a PDF that you can download, and that's the evidence about what's happened. And then you can download my book, the compendium here, PDF for free. And membership, you can join here. This page is good to read. It explains everything about how they use colour of law and colour of authority and whatever else. This is a compendium that you can buy, $65. That includes postage anywhere in Australia, or you can download it for nothing, and the rest of it is explaining what we're doing and how to function in the corporate world and whatever else. That's what you'll be learning. This is the Commonwealth Public Notice Board. This is where we put everything on public notice. Right, so anything on public notice they've been made fully aware of. They have to respond. If they don't respond, then their silence is their acquiescence. Right? And so this is the Commonwealth Notice Board. And the trust that we originally done is here. Declaration of Founding Trustee, establishing a express trust organisation of the public good of the original Commonwealth of Australia. Alright, so this trust deed is the one that we executed on the 13th of
April.
Of April, and this is the one that reclaims the Commonwealth. Now I've got other documents that I've done recently that we signed last time I was down here. They will be going on next year, and one of the next one that goes on is, because this one has been perfected, and it stands in law and in fact, and then the next one is the follow on from this, and then the one after that, which will be going up shortly after, is about the Abrahamic covenant and our rights, us claiming our rights under biblical law and whatever. So you can read the trust here. There's also other ones that we did with the tacit agreement that they tacitly agreed. This is about the electoral roll that we're doing the electoral roll, which will also be your identity documents for the Commonwealth, and so that's all been put on public notice. This one here was got by somebody from under Freedom of Information. It's from the Governor General's office that they received the trust deed and the notice of acceptance of tacit agreement, right? Because they never answered where they have a duty to answer. That's why it stands in law and in fact, and it's got the Governor General stamp on here, and also down the bottom, so that we know that they received it, and they never did anything about it. There's also a letter down further that says that that no action is to be taken. So that no action is an action of tacit agreement. Right. Go to the information. This is the information page. This is the Federation flag. This was the people's flag of Federation. And this is what I believe that we should be under, is the Federation flag. This is the election roll information page. Plenty of information on here about what it is that's happening and you're doing. You can get to the enrolment page from here. There's also all these that unfold, give more information. Why is that like that? It shouldn't be like that. I'll have to fix that up.
You have to register for an account.
Right.
Should have paid your monthly dues, Keith.
Probably what it is.
Windows security.
Oh, you know, I've got to do the fish.
This might stretch you.
I think you got to do all of them at the same time, Keith. I know.
Click on a view. Click on a view. Yes.
Ah,
You've got to go back.
You want to
Save
do-
it.
oh, right, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That's right, I forgot to do that.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they're human.
Well, you're not a human.
That's
No.
why.
I don't like clicking on it.
Yeah.
No one goes.
Oh, yes.
All of them.
Oh, goodness me.
It's dark.
Is that a satanic number?
So this is where people need to go, commonwealthcustodians.org.
All right. So, Commonwealth Custodians is a membership site.
And that is the side that will come up.
As a member, you can go in and you'll see more things.
Microphone, please, Keith.
What's that, sorry?
Talking to the microphone.
Yeah, when you go in, you'll see more things. There's the first 4 steps. These first 4 steps are, things like unincorporating the name, doing the
Electoral roll, is
no, the electoral roll's not on there yet, but that will be one of them. There is, I haven't got around to doing that. We're still setting it up, so I haven't updated the site for that yet. Yeah, but you can get your information by clicking on the state, for things, it'll give you videos, PowerPoints, information, the forms that you need, all that sort of stuff. And just doing the affirmations and whatever else.
So we're at 2 p.m. Keith, did you want to do some questions and answers?
So the idea is, firstly to come out of her, join Commonwealth Custodians, participate if you can. We need people who can become JPs, Commonwealth public officials, administration. We need all sorts of people with all sorts of skills to restore the Commonwealth. And the only way the Commonwealth is going to be restored if the people come out of her and back into the Commonwealth and help to restore it. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll take a few questions for the rest of the time.
So if you've got a question, come down to the front if you can, just line up, and if you do line, because we only have one mic, so we don't want to keep running back and forth, we're going to take too much time. So if you've got any questions, come down here, or once you're over here, I'm holding your hand low, alright? So
Lovely, Leslie.
use the mic with Keith. Yeah, okay, up. Okay, on the mic, so that we can get that on video.
Okay, so my question is, once we become a Commonwealth national, what about travelling overseas? What kinds of documentation do we need? Is it going to be accepted in other countries, or are we going to have problems every time we exit the country?
Yeah. Well, at the moment we're on Starship Enterprise. We're going where no man has been before. So, and to answer questions like that, what we will be doing is we will be having travel documents, and we'll have our own travel documents. Before COVID, I had an appointment to go to not get a passport, but identity documents. Right. So in the act for the Minister for Foreign Affairs and Trade, if your nation cannot supply you with a passport, then the corporate Commonwealth must give you identity documents so that you can travel. And I was going to get those. Yeah.
Have you got
No, COVID hit and they closed all the offices just as I was supposed to be going in to get them.
Now we know why COVID hit, because you went and did that.
Just quiet,
Hey, if you've got some questions, come around if you've got questions. So you can
Oh yeah.
My question is around how do we operate with money and how do we do business? As in this alternate, we abandon the ship of the Commonwealth and coming back, how do we do business?
Abandoning the corporate and coming back into the Commonwealth.
Yeah, you're abandoning the corporate and coming back into the Commonwealth. Well, when they set up the corporate, they took away our money from the Commonwealth. And it's okay for the people who are in their system because they have no rights. But when you come back into the Commonwealth, then they must supply remedy to the people of the Commonwealth because their lawful money was taken and converted into a military script, fiat currency, and a military script is a debt instrument. You can't pay a debt with a debt, so you can't expunge your debts. So they must give the people of the Commonwealth remedy. Now, that remedy can take a lot of different forms. Me being the Commonwealth trustee, it could be that I get access to the Consolidated Revenue Fund and then I pay everybody's bills.
We like that.
So you would, any bill that you get or whatever else, you just sign the back, you send it to the state sends it to the Treasury because they're the ones that look after it, and then all your bills are paid. But when you're a citizen in their system, you don't have that right because you don't have the remedy. The only way that you get the remedy is through your standing. It could be that, we're given cards. Anybody who's a Commonwealth national is given cards. It could be that there's a lot of different remedies. It could be that, because we're foreign, that we have a foreign bank and we say to them, all right, we need, $100 billion to run, as the accountable authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth entity who's entitled to have funding for the Commonwealth, that I need $100 billion as an evergreen line of credit, and then we repay that to them every quarter of what we use, and they top it back up again, and you can only repay in whatever it is that you are given. So their fiat currency is a bill of exchange or a promissory note, so they get a promissory note back.
Play them at their own game.
Anybody else?
Was the Westphalia a cease to grievances and forgiving all past laws and blaming each other and starting afresh?
We're the Commonwealth, we're not the whole world. So it's not something that I have the authority to do. I only have the authority under the Constitution to do what the Constitution says, and that's as far as I can go. I can't do anything like that.
Did Gough Whitlam, was he instructed to start changing the Constitution, or did he want to form a republic apart from the Crown?
The Constitution, we don't want a republic. The Constitution is ours. That is the people's. And we don't want to be a republic. A republic is Roman. It's not a Commonwealth, which is English.
Did Gough Whitlam wanted to be it? Was he instructed to start changing Australian direction?
You really can't speak for what was in Gough Whitlam's mind. No one can answer that. You can only hypothesise, yeah. Who knows what his puppet masters were telling him to do? We don't know. We can only presume. You want to ask questions? Yeah, go and line up over there with Leslie. Beautiful.
Just a quick question, please. I've been told about petition of rights to claim my living woman. What's your knowledge of the petition of rights?
Who does that?
Mona does.
Oh, Mona. petition of rights. I haven't really looked into it. I mean, if it's under genuine imperial or common law or yeah, it is David Walter. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, if it is under the proper law and it's all done properly, then it's valid. So yeah, but I haven't had a chance to read it. I'm too busy with what I'm doing rather than reading everybody else's stuff.
I was going to say this lastly. I've done my petition of rights and I've sent it to the King and whoever, but I'm not really sure how I use it for my benefit.
You sent it out to your agent.
Ask David Walter.
That's right.
I can explain it to her.
Yeah,
Later, yeah.
I'll come
I'll
over.
explain to her.
Okay, thanks.
Firstly, thank you, Keith. This is gold.
Correct.
This is absolutely gold.
It's remedy.
It's remedy, gold remedy. I'm new to this, so I'm just clarifying. Are our immediate steps, the 4 steps outlined on your website, plus getting on the Commonwealth Electoral Roll, is that the best things we can do straight away?
Yeah, we're setting up the Commonwealth Electoral Roll. I haven't got that on the side, like it's there on the side, but I haven't got that in the 4 steps. There is those other 4 steps you can do, plus there's other steps after those, but they're more advanced. Once you've established your standing in the Commonwealth, it's about like the testament to will is the documentation that I put into court when I got found to be the living man and the executor of my estate. And the testament to will is virtually an updated version of what I put in, and you can fill that out. We also have a trust. The trust is in the actual Commonwealth itself. It's not in the private of the corporate like all the others. It is actually in the Commonwealth. Once you get yourself out and if you want to get your property out back into the Commonwealth, that's what you use to get your property out. We'll be recording property in fee simple absolute that are in trust. Or
Take note of that, people.
Done by Mets and Bounds, which is the Commonwealth old way of measuring in chains, yards and feet, and not in metric. Metric is the corporate system, and so as the Commonwealth, we'll be recording what is right through the Commonwealth.
We start with those 4 steps on your website.
Yeah, that's where you start. One of them is just joining Commonwealth Custodians, the first one. By joining it, that's virtually your first step towards, your journey starts with your first step. And a march of 1,000,000 miles starts with that first step. And until you take that first step, your journey doesn't start. And this is the beginning of your journey, and you're doing all the things that take you out of their system and into the Commonwealth, and where you can establish your standing. And your standing is what is your remedy that cures everything.
So when you have that's kind of like the private and the public, so just explain to people how they would operate in both, because we all need Medicare sometime later. We're all not getting any younger, we're getting older, so we'll need that. And so just to explain to people how they can do that, because they might be a bit confused. I think that might be
Yeah. Right. So when this corporate system took over, right, they have to give the people remedy, especially the people in the Commonwealth, right, because they took away our lawful money and whatever else. So in their system, they want you to operate as the legal person, right? They want you to be the human or the legal person in their world. But when you're in the Commonwealth, how you interact in their system is anything but the person. What you're doing is you are doing it in a different capacity. and that capacity could be trustee, executor of your estate, or the executor of contracts for your natural private person, so you're doing it in a different capacity to what they want you to be. And so you can carry the Medicare card around with you, and if it wants to go to the hospital, you take it to the hospital, and while you're there, you get a checkup.
It's choice.
Yeah, legal fictions have no arms or legs. You have to do everything for them.
That's right, they're dead, right? So how can they do it? So I just got another question, just leading on from that one, the property. So how would they, if they're going into the private for property, how does that work, or have you discovered that yet? Or got any information on that yet?
Yeah, all lands can be recorded in the Commonwealth Office of Record, and they just bring their land titles, which we would convert into nets and bounds, and they would get a deed in fee simple, and if there's a mortgage on the property, then that becomes the responsibility for the accountable authority for the non-corporate Commonwealth entity and the Commonwealth trustee to negotiate, and they would have to prove that there is a debt by producing the note. Otherwise, it would be.
Promissory note, you mean?
Was that right?
Do you mean the promissory note?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They would have to present the original note that you signed, or whoever,
Contract, yeah.
to be able to make a claim for the Commonwealth trustee to reimburse them for whatever out of the Consolidated Revenue Fund.
Yeah, checkmate, I think. Yep.
Now, standing on this side of the digital ID, we have recourse and there's remedy to get yourself out of the system. If once someone registers into the ID system, how is it they no longer have any recourse based on their claiming that they're a living, breathing human being, that they don't have that right?
When you're in the Commonwealth, you don't have to have digital ID. You'll have documents. The electoral roll is part of those documents. That becomes your first ID, and we're also doing identity. Like not now, we're doing the electoral roll first, and then probably the next step will be your identity documents that prove that you're a Commonwealth national, and they are the documents that you use. You don't use any of theirs, and they can't force you to use theirs when you're not in their system.
Look, even under the Digital ID Act, there is no head of power for that to be created. So the corporate system, once again, is deceiving us. There is no traceable source of legislative authority back to the Constitution for that Act to be created. It is a Commonwealth Act, and even contained within that at Section 74, they must provide an alternative. They cannot force you into digital ID. So, yeah, that's all going on in the courts at the moment. Yeah, Section 74.
Taxation is voluntary.
Yeah.
This is voluntary. You
It's
just
all
got to know that it is, and that you've got better, identification law in the Commonwealth. That's where your identity is.
It's an illusionary world of deceit, is what it is. That's what we're living in.
Thanks for everything. Under the Commonwealth Custodians, can we bring our vehicle out of the corporate, and is there going to be a remedy for that? Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you can.
Thanks, James.
Yeah, it's. We have things to do it. You do it under a trust. All your property comes out like to get yourself out of the things. We have all the steps to restore all your rights and that you're in your standing and whatever else. The property is, you know, we have a trust that can be used to bring your property out of the corporate and back into the Commonwealth.
Thank you.
And it can't be a button can't be pushed to make it disappear, which is what they'll try and do.
Yeah.
Private trust?
What's that, sorry?
Is that a private trust?
Yeah, it's really the only private trust, because there's a private and there's a private in each system, and ours in the private of the Commonwealth, whereas every other one would be in the private of the corporate.
Have you made it?
Okay.
Hang on. Yeah, if you've got a
We're
question,
running.
come up here, please, because we need to put you on.
And we are about to close it up.
Okay.
Last question.
One more question regarding taxation. Taxation obviously is voluntary, however it is at this point mandatory, in inverted commas, because it's just automatically deducted from people's pay. When you become a Commonwealth national, how do you then stop that process?
Well, you can't, because you're operating in their system. If you're on a pay-as-you-go, then while you're in their sandpit, you've got to operate according to their rules. There's nothing we can't force, you know, another corporation who you work for or whatever else to not do it. You know,
Because they're
we can't, you know, as Commonwealth trustee, I can't force the corporate to do anything, right? Just as they can't force us to do it, right? Because they're foreign, they're a foreign entity, and we're not there to force the corporate to change or do anything. That is their system, they created it. All we're doing is we're going back into our system, and we're operating from our system according to the Constitution and our laws, but saying that they must give us remedy for taking away our money, which is lawful money, and replacing it with a military script or fair currency. Right, so we can only obtain remedy. We can't change their system.
Okay, just anyone else got any questions? Okay, yeah. Do you want to come to the front? Can you come?
Do you want to come to the front?
We're recording, please. We'll get on the mic.
We'll wind it up then. And any other questions, commonwealthcustodians.org. I've written that site up there. Go on to that. There's meetings every Monday, Thursday night. You can ask whatever questions you need to.
Thank you.
As the Constitution was actually done by, the House of Lords in the UK, what is our ongoing connection to Britain? Or
It wasn't. The Constitution was done by the people. You can read that in the preamble of the Constitution. Whereas the people of the New South Wales, it wasn't done by the House of Lords.
It was only vetted by them.
right, okay.
Any other questions? So the next step for everybody is the electoral roll, right? To get onto the website and then start your electoral roll. Got to join first.
Join the electoral roll.
Join first, that's what I mean, get onto it, and then so next year will you be coming back here? Next year will you be coming back here to do a follow up on this or roll out an electoral roll, or do you know what I mean? Like something. What's next steps? What have you got in your mind? What are you doing?
We'll book him out. We'll book him out in every state, I think.
Probably be doing Melbourne in January.
Okay, great.
And then we may do other states, but we'll work our way back around again.
Right, okay. Will you be doing an online event? I think that might be good too.
Yeah, I was thinking about having a webinar weekend.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
And so.
Then everyone can attend.
Yeah, and so Ring Central is our communication hub. It's used by corporations privately.
Private platform.
It's a private server virtually, and so that's where what we use to communicate. You can get on there, you can post, you can text, you can put on videos, you can, it's got teams or groups that you can join, such as if you want to be a Commonwealth Justice of the Peace, you join the Commonwealth Justice of the Peace group, or if you want to be a Commonwealth Public Official, you join that group, or if you want to help out with admin, you join that group. And, we're looking for people now to help with all this. It's going to be a big job doing the electoral roll, and we need all the help we can get. We need Justice of the Peace to witness them. We need admin to fill out all the forms and to process them and whatever else. And so we're looking for anybody who wants to help to restore the Commonwealth. Then the only way that we're ever going to do this is if the people of the Commonwealth come out of her and put their energy into restoring the Commonwealth.
We've got to join together and unite, and in particular we're looking for people who've got great organisational and administrative skills to help out as best as possible, because it's up to us. And we really do have a sacred duty to our children and future generations yet unborn to get this country back. So please share the word out. This is the remedy. This is the way we do this. Lawfully and peacefully is the key to it, and under the supreme written law of our land, the Constitution. Yes.
So just
All right.
one other question that I have, Keith,
We need this woman cloned is what we need. This woman
So
cloned.
just one other question that I have is, all the documents that you had today, will they be going up on the website so that people can download them? Because otherwise you're going to get 50 emails tonight. Okay, so people missed out. That's what I'm trying to say. We don't know I don't know all of them that we missed out. I've taken a list, but I think maybe it's easier for...
I'll speak with Keith and see if we can get them up on another side as well.
Yeah, they'll be, most of them are in there already.
In the membership section.
Yeah, like the I haven't put everything up there, but most of it you'll find on there. I can make pages, it just takes me time, and I just don't have the time.
No,
That's where we need
but
to...
if you have that there and you're doing more events, you just point them in that direction, send them a link.
Yeah, I'll try and set up
Otherwise
something like that.
Otherwise we've got to get all those emails and then send it to
That's all right. Let's
Yeah.
wind it. Let's wind it, because we can send it out too. We can scan it and email it out for you.
Yeah.
Just for those who are here today, we could do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've just got one more thing to say. Everyone just put your hands together for Keith, because I think
Yeah!
continuous effort, sold his house just for you guys to have a better life, and your children.
Dedicated his life to this,
So,
yeah.
Well done, Keith. I think you've got the remedy.
Yes.
This is
I've
the
been looking
remedy.
for 5 years, guys. Has anyone else found remedy?
This is it.
So, has anyone else been with any other organisation with all, and you find that they're all con men or something like that, like me?
Yes.
Yeah, funny that. Don't start me, all right? We'll be here all night. Okay,
All right.
Thank you, Keith.
Thank you for coming, everybody, and hopefully we can restore the Commonwealth. We're going to wrap it up now. We've got to stop sometime. We've got to be out of here by a certain time. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Keith.